This is a Misfit Nation production.
You want to be a friend of the cartel?
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the studio, they are the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Crishaun the Don and Wunda from Kayfabe Kartel.
You're staying. You belong to the cartel now.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Kayfabe.
You ready? It's the Kayfabe Kartel.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to talk about the greatest sport that ever existed in the world.
Karjitsu? Have you seen Karjitsu?
No, what is that?
Look it up after.
All right, Karjitsu. A little international kayfabe coming up. All right. No, that thing that the Africans do in the dirt, but in America we do it. Everything.
Eat? You must be talking about wrestling.
Pro wrestling. Yes.
There it is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kayfabe Kartel. We're going to do a little catch up. By the way, before we start, we're going to be reiterating a couple things that we talked about last week because our audio got completely fucked.
Yeah.
So you may hear us reiterate some things we talked about already, but we're going to mix in the updates.
Yeah.
So
it's not deja vu, guys.
Not deja vu. Well, we're not going to be like straight up repeating everything, but you know, I don't even remember half of the shit we were talking about.
Oh man, let me put my notes away.
All right. Well, where do you want to start off?
Bloodline,
Heyman.
Already?
Yeah. Let's wait.
Let's.
How about we reiterate the Chad thing, because that was the main thing.
Yes. Let's start with Chad.
Because I took credit last week. I'm going to retake credit again for basically calling the Chad storyline.
Go ahead and explain.
So basically, the whole thing about how I was really on before I knew that he was tied up in the Wyatt Six thing. Mm-hmm. I was really harping on why did they retcon this whole family thing with Chad Gable and Otis and Tozawa and Maxine. And I was like, it just seems weird. It just came from out of nowhere. They never actually built any kind of story kind of thing where they were doing family things together. Everything was just always in ring, that kind of thing. So when I saw them bring Chad into the Howdy storyline, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's why they were doing that. And again, I'm going to take credit again because the Uncle Howdy promo that just happened on Raw, he basically confirmed what I was saying, that he's attacking Chad Gable because of the whole family thing. He turned his back on his family. Wait, hold on. And that his whole thing, this is my idea, that I think they're going with Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six, is that they're not going to be exactly... They're going to come in to cause chaos in certain people's lives, but it's going to be for a meaning. It's going to be like, for instance, they're attacking... Hold on, let me just finish this.
It's so gay, I don't even want you to finish
Let me just finish it because this is where it's going, bro.
Oh my...
This is where it's going. I have to finish it.
I don't even want to hear it, bro.
By the way, remember... My initial call of this whole thing said that this was going to end in Triple H boring us to death. Yes. So I'm not in favor of what this is, unless they do it right. But I do believe this Wyatt Six thing is going to be more of they're here to heal people. You know what I mean? Like they're going to
cleanse.
They're going to come and basically force. Schism? Well, look what's happening. They're forcing Chad Gable now to kind of go and make amends with his family.
But he doesn't have a family. That's not his family, Chris.
No, I get that.
It's just his stable.
But neither is Wyatt. The Wyatts.
They're a family.
They're not, though.
They're the Wyatt. And
Dexter Loomis comes from nowhere. Gacy never had any kind of interest in the Wyatts.
Right. We have to get a few things right with the Wyatts this time around.
Yes.
This is not the Wyatt family. They're not
Explain
even,
what you mean, though. What do we need to get right?
okay, so everybody's already seeing the stable form. They're already thinking they're a family, just like the Wyatt family was, where Bray was like a cult leader,
Right.
with his followers that he called family. Where the Wyatt 6 is, we also have to realize that they're not even using the number 6. So for us, it's
SICKS,
like
yeah.
6, like they're sick. Yeah. So first, let's all drop there's 6 members. It might have been supposed to be 6 members when Bray was alive. There's no 6th member now.
And if there is a 6th member, it's Bray's spirit. The spirit of Bray Wyatt.
So it's not 6 SIX more than it's SICKS.
Right.
So
And WWE hasn't actually shown it written anywhere, right? Okay.
Yeah, yes, they have. Their clothing online.
It says
White
SICKS.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
when I realized, oh, it's 6. Like, that's how I saw the vision. Like when I read it on the shirt.
It's not the number.
Yeah.
It's the trick.
It's
us.
the trick us,
yeah. But I'm sorry. So you're saying they have to fix. They have to do it right this time. What else do you mean by that?
They have to do. They also have to understand, like, if we have writers that formulated the Fast and the Furious movie with all this family shit, it's oversaturating now.
Too much family
It's too
stuff.
much family shit now. We're not even a family oriented show. Why are we so tied into this family bullshit lately? It's nauseating.
It's one of those things that if you're gonna do hey, these 4 guys got together, they didn't know each other, but they became such good friends that they now see each other as brothers, they see each other as
That's
family.
different.
But in order to do that, you have to tell the fucking story. That's why I was saying, if you're gonna do
Wrong. We never got a fucking story of the Dudley Boys. And them motherfuckers grew. They had Big Papa Pump as a fucking Dudley at one point.
They started as almost a comedy gimmick. Like where they were all put together as a family, but they were obviously not.
They were obviously not. I guess the gimmick was supposed to be Devon and Bubba are brothers, but they're black and white.
Right.
They were supposed to, I guess, beat racism or some shit.
It's like an interracial kind of thing. Yeah,
there was no story between them. I started to dig up other people just to see where their storylines begin and where they even the national disasters. They're just 2 big niggas that work well together.
Yeah, but back to the Dudleys though. You never looked at the Dudleys as like real brothers though.
I did.
I never. I saw them as like just really good friends. It's like the APA. I saw them as like they're just really good friends. I never saw them as like brothers. What I'm saying is this: I saw a fan made documentary. Or not documentary, a fan made like vignette online, and it was telling the Otis and Chad thing, and they were like playing the Otis talking about we were family and we were this and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was heartfelt, and I was like, I could see WWE doing that. I think that's why they had Otis cut that promo.
Right.
The problem is when they were showing like any of their stuff, any of their like videos or any of their segments, it was always in the ring. Or it was maybe backstage.
They always did backstage. They're a backstage fraction.
The thing is in order to tell the family storyline, you have to show them outside of wrestling together, because that's going to show you. Like for instance, show them like a Raw that's on fucking Christmas. Show them having Christmas dinner together and giving each other gifts.
Yeah,
and do it in a comedy way.
You know what? But they did do that. They did have segments during Christmas and Thanksgiving when they
were backstage. They weren't like in a different place.
They were in a place. No, they've never been different places.
That's the thing, is where that's what tells the story. It doesn't. You don't even have to say, "Oh, look, they're not even." They hang out outside of wrestling.
Can you give me an instant where we seen that before? Because we used to just let our imaginations run wild. Even with Edge and Christian, it wasn't until we are grown when they started showing documents of them when they were younger in like the backyard wrestling.
Well, no, they were showing us a lot of stuff, a lot of personal stuff with those guys.
Yeah, like later.
Not super later.
Oh,
they were
super later.
I don't think so.
Because remember internet wasn't prominent for us back in the day, and I used to ponder: were they brothers? Are they best friends? It was it was just Edge and Christian.
No, what I'm saying is I remember them doing like them saying. them telling their story that they grew up together.
That
kind
was
of stuff.
after TLC and stuff like that. After the big,
Maybe my memory's off on that. But
I remember when
yeah.
that documentary, because I was so intrigued of who the fuck are they outside of the ring, because I didn't know. I didn't know if they were brothers, cousins, friends. It was that documentary. It was after the TLCs with the Dudleys and the Hardys, where they had their segment, and then they had a segment about the Hardys too, and they showed them growing up as brothers.
What
and
I'm
stuff
saying,
like that.
it's something about going outside of the arena that brings it to a different level.
That brought
you know what I mean?
And honestly speaking, that documentary just showing that they were best friends and seeing them doing backyard shit as younger people.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yes.
That signified, they're like brothers.
Right,
to
right.
me, you know what I'm saying? So yes,
What I'm
a
saying,
visual
listen,
is needed.
I'm saying if we're gonna talk about I can't think of any off the top of my head where they went outside of the arena to build storyline. I know it's happened. I'm sure you know it's happened. But my thing is this. If we're talking about, this is going to be like the new generation, the new thing of wrestling, why not do that? Like, what is like stopping WWE from using those resources?
It's because we didn't need it for Bradshaw and Farouk. They did backstage with their cigars and beer and shit, or they're just
that was
always
their gimmick.
together.
Their gimmick was that they were hired guns, and it started as acolytes for Undertaker.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, all right, for instance, that's at least something. There's like, you knew what APA's office was. You know what I mean? To the point where now all they got to do is show that door and people fucking pop.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, I'm just saying and also in that they were still telling story with a lot of other wrestlers where they all like be playing poker.
Yeah.
And it'd be like all the little
And
jobbers and
I
shit.
also realized one thing where we have a disconnect.
What?
We have a disconnect with I call them the pandemic wrestlers. And Alpha Academy has definitely developed more during the pandemic. They were doing all the background, the digital exclusives, the shit that we don't care to watch because it's not on.
They were using their mid-card heavily.
Right. And then they became the TikTokers. They're the ones on TikTok first, doing TikTok videos, doing all the TikTok challenges, representing WWE. They always just use them to do that goofy shit. And that's when Tozawa and Maxine
and he
came
started
on.
doing the dance and all that stuff. Yeah,
that's when it started really becoming something. And it's pandemic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
I was just saying
so
that.
I think that time it was just we have time to just do bullshit and record it.
Now let me ask you this question. And I know this is like a small detail you probably won't remember if you did see it. Did they ever play up this family thing?
No.
Right. That came from out of fucking nowhere.
They played up like he's the little guy but strong, and he's the big guy that's strong. And they would do little funny things like Chad would jump on his back or get on his shoulders, or he'll carry him like a baby comedy shit.
A lot of comedy. Yeah. And then Tozawa with the dance was super comedy.
And Tozawa came in with it, made it even.
Yeah.
It made it jobber comedy.
And then the broad came in and just tried to be funny. Now I did have this thing and you
they were great heels too.
The Alpha Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, none of this is me doubting. Like, for instance, I love what Chad's been doing lately. Right. He's been killing it, honestly. Even in his promos, he's been killing it.
Chad was more Kurt annoying when he was heel Alpha.
Yes, yeah. And also right now, Chad is almost Kurt Angle when he first debuted.
GM Kurt Angle. That's what he is now.
Maybe. But he's playing a very hateable character. But he's also funny. He has a personality, so he's great in what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Even when the Wyatt Six sort of started stalking him and he was doing the like scared thing, turning every corner, and they were standing there. Now we were talking about this off air, and this kind of I as soon as I saw the Wyatt promo, the next Bo Howdy promo, and then also how they were like plugging Jey Uso in, I was like, is Chad really the target?
I don't think Chad's the target.
Is this like just to throw us off? It's a swerve.
I honestly believe it is Jay that they're going for.
Now, you can name all the things because I want to hear all the reasons why you think. But I was also noticing this, right? If you think about it, when when they debuted, right?
Yeah.
They interrupted Jey Uso's celebration for his match.
Yeah.
He was in the crowd and he was going crazy, and then they interrupted. And then I think when he was something. He was. They keep intertwining Chad Gable with Jey Uso so that he's there.
The
also,
opening,
whenever the Wyatts come in, they're also interrupting Jey Uso, but we're more focused on Chad. But they're really interrupting Jey Uso.
Right.
So the promo that Bo cut, where he was talking about I'm here, they turned his back on his family, all
to get
that
the
stuff.
spotlight.
I'm the reckoning.
Yeah.
Where the reckoning. I think that's where I was telling you. That's where it pushed me into further believing this is going to be a redemption kind of fucking group.
So they're gonna beat him back into the OG bloodline. Is that the way that they're gonna get?
This is what I think they're gonna do. They're using that, right, to push Chad to kind of get back with the Alpha Academy, except they're gonna be more, cohesive, right? Now that could also be a red herring where they're actually still gonna push him to the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see that being like a distant idea now.
No.
I don't see that as much.
It's still a thing.
Maybe. But I get the feeling that they're going to do what I was saying last week. They're going to have the Creed brothers help Chad, right? But they're going to end up not being as loyal to him.
Right.
They're going to like leave him high and dry or something. He's going to be getting his ass whooped. And then he's going to realize, no, I really need these guys. They're really my family. You get what I'm saying? Oh. And that's all I'm saying is that I think it's gonna push Chad. Like we're gonna get the Creed brothers with him for a minute, but it's like a temporary thing.
Yeah,
that's not gonna be a full group. They're gonna fuck him over somehow.
I believe Chad Gable's gonna win Money in the Bank.
Nah, I think he gets interrupted.
Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
Go ahead, let me hear you.
It's gonna be Chad and Jay
at the end.
At the end, on the ladder, fighting for the. Then lights go out. Lights cut back in. Wyatt 6 is in the ring.
Surrounding the ladders?
Yeah, surrounding the ladders.
Okay.
They're both looking, they're both like...
I can see you so far.
Something happens and another one comes in the ring. Another Wyatt.
Unknown Wyatt?
Unknown Wyatt comes in the ring.
Okay.
Beats up Jay, which causes Jay to lose to Chad. And after the end, when the reckoning's happening, and Uncle Howdy's talking about the reckoning, they take off the mask and it's Jimmy.
Nah,
that's
I don't
Triple H.
Yeah. I'm literally with you all the way up into the Jimmy thing. You almost changed my mind. I think that actually might happen, and they're actually gonna. It could go this way, because we're wondering where does that leave the Otis thing, right?
Right.
Again, I was right about that. The little push, that's all we got. That's all it's going to ever be.
No. I already got something for that, too.
Okay. But, all right, let me finish this then. Yeah. It's going to be that, and then Chad, when he wins Money in the Bank and realizes the Wyatts aren't after him, he's like, oh, well, fuck y'all. Yeah. I don't need you now. So it could go that way.
Yeah, that's kind of how...
That's what you were thinking?
I'm thinking for this Survivor Series, or War Games, or whatever the hell they're calling it this year, that they're going to have multiple stable matches.
They're building a lot of stables.
They're building a lot of stables to have stable matches.
Absolutely.
So
I think almost WrestleMania might even be a big stable card too.
Yeah. My belief is Alpha Academy might change their name.
Okay.
It's going to just be Otis, Tozawa, and Homegirl.
And Bitch.
And Bitch. And it's going to be either
Creed brothers and Chad.
Either Chad just being the manager, because he's like always been the master or manager, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for the Creed brothers and that swole bitch.
Yeah.
And it's a battle in the.
And then that's going to be the two teams against each other.
The two teams against each other. Or
Fair.
Jay helps the Academy.
Well.
Or Sammy.
I think either or we're probably right on where they're going with Chad.
Yeah.
And the Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
And then now to add to your idea, I think what happens is it's going to be the same thing you said, same setup. Chad's going to be scared as fuck, and then they're going to attack Jay, the Wyatts.
Yeah.
And then everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Because that's the swerve unto itself.
Right.
Is we think they're gonna fuck over Chad, but then Chad's like looking like, "Oh shit, I could just win." And then Chad wins.
Goes down off the ladder and realizes he could slip away from them and go outside the ring, and he just stands outside the ring. So Jay goes down to do the same thing before he gets out the ring.
No, I think they leave Chad at the top of the ladder because they just want him to be able to grab it and boom, that's it.
Oh no, they don't really want the climactic, so he's gonna come back after that, get back up, like
and look around, like,
and then
what the fuck just happened?
And then just
that could happen too. But I do think they're definitely gonna attack Jay, and that's gonna be the what the fuck moment.
And they do expect Jimmy to come back any moment now. So
no, this is what I think now, right? And we're gonna get to this
or
later.
Jimmy comes out and helps.
We're gonna get to this later, but when they attacked Paul Heyman, the Bloodline, as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, Roman's coming back really soon.
Yeah.
So what I think happens is on the SmackDown side, that happens, and that all plays out by itself. And then the storyline on Raw is gonna be Jay and Jimmy rebuilding their kind of thing. Now, I think where I'm thinking the whole thing of the reckoning and all that stuff, and they're actually gonna go there to mend the relationship between the Usos. I think that might be where that plays out, rather than the Chad side. Does that make sense? What I just said?
No.
Okay. Where I was saying all the thing where the Wyatts are coming to be more of like a healing faction, and you hated that idea.
Yeah.
They're gonna actually do that with the Bloodline, and they're gonna be the catalyst to get Jay and Jimmy back together, and then they're gonna need Roman.
Yeah, so they're gonna beat the shit out of Jay. Jimmy come out and try to save Jay. That's what gets the little reckoning right there for them to come back, because they have to be cohesive again in order to defeat the Wyatts.
And then now they're together to go against the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Now they're like, okay, we're a unit. Now we can go take down our real enemy.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I have a feeling that's where that's going.
They're gonna take out the Wyatts first to get to the next Bloodline.
They're gonna take. They might not even have a match. It just might be a storyline kind of thing. I mean, it has to go to a match, right?
Yeah, every good storyline ends with a match.
It has to. Yeah. But then what? The Wyatts lose their first feud.
The Wyatts lose their first feud, but it goes dark after or it goes 1, 2, and it goes dark, and then it comes back, and they're not even there anymore.
Well, no, really, they just have to beat the fuck out of Jay for a while.
Yeah.
Like Howdy can have a one-on-one with Jay and win. So they can have some. They can build the Wyatts at least throughout that.
Yeah.
But they did also mention the Fireflies with Jay. Chad Gable.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to fly. I take mosquitoes and cockroaches.
Oh, man.
That was
pretty good. Yeah, so I'll admit I'm interested in where they go with that. I'm interested in Money in the Bank. I wish they had more Wyatt 6 appearances. I think they've been super scarce with that. They did exactly what you said.
Yeah.
They just redid the tape thing again.
They did the tape thing.
Triple H booking, baby.
Bullshit booking, baby.
It kind of worked the first time. Let's do it again.
You liked it? Really?
Kinda? All right, we'll do it again. Now we're going to do it over and over.
Yep, that's now a segment. Bo's tapes.
Now we get to enjoy Michael Cole's great acting. Huh?
Late night with Uncle Howdy.
And then, it's they're being a little lazy.
Yeah.
On the booking so far. I don't want to be too harsh on it because it's still interesting to me, but I feel like there should have been some beatdowns. I said last week, the Wyatt 6 needs a bloodbath.
They're not doing a bloodbath.
I'm not saying it's a bloodbath. They need something like a bloodbath. Lights go out.
It's going to be Jay.
And then lights come back on.
And you just see Strowman with the freaking bat and it's bloody.
Yes, something.
And Jay's on the floor with a puddle of blood.
So, you get what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like something where they're they're targeting people, and you know, as soon as you see that thing, that signifies, oh shit, they're going after that guy. They need a bloodbath. I don't know what we'll call it, but why it's a six shower.
Yeah, I guess a six shower.
A six shower.
They need some red, baby.
Maybe not blood.
Has to be red.
How about the smoke thing? They're doing the smoke thing, which, by the way, they're being a little lazy with the effects of that. I keep seeing the smoke machines. Stop it. Hide that shit.
You're looking for them.
You're WWE. Put a fucking vent in the mat or something.
You're WWE for Pete's sakes.
You're the worldwide leader in sports entertainment. Come on.
You're freaking TKO too, man. What's wrong with you guys?
Did you see that too, though?
What?
As soon as the lights go out, you see the smoke machines rise up, and it's like, all right. I don't want to know production's involved.
They did, however, not identify. They identified the characters. They didn't identify the human under the characters yet.
I almost wish they went with the idea of having each character be interviewed. I liked what Bo did. The second promo was much better than the first.
Yeah.
I hate when, and this is the problem that Bray had, is I like cryptic shit, but I hate when it's too cryptic, where I don't know what the fuck, like, I don't even get it, like your statement, your surface statement. You know what I mean? I have to understand that first before I get the cryptic side of it. The first one was too fucking cryptic. This one was enough where it's like, oh, I don't know. It kind of made me feel like he was going after this guy instead.
Yeah.
Like, it gave us a little more to go off of.
I mean, do you want it to be cryptic enough for you to know what's going on?
No, I want it to be cryptic enough where I go like, he said something and I get what he just said, but I know there's something underneath that. Now I have to figure out the underneath thing.
So you don't even know the underneath thing when he says things
No,
now?
I don't even know the surface thing. That's the Bray Wyatt problem.
I get the surface most of the time.
You understood Bray Wyatt's promos?
For the most part. It's because I know what it's after.
You're the guy?
I know what he's after, so it has to be the surface.
Even WWE didn't get his promos. There's a boy in the woods. Like, what?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? Are you the boy?
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, I think you need to go a little more. That's the thing. That's the thing we were saying that Bo was gonna have, like, where he would be able to like relate it a little bit more to the masses.
He just sees the finer things in words. It's called poetic justice.
I skated on the rings of Saturn. What? Why? No, you didn't.
You asked why first. I was believable.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think we pretty much got all that out. You want to go to Paul Heyman? We talked about Paul a little bit.
You gotta call it,
Paulie.
Gotta hit the button for it, man.
Oh yes, you're right. This is gonna be our promo of the week.
It's the promo of the week.
Burger after burger after burger.
Choppy, beep, beep.
Choppy. Every time.
All right. Well, the Paul Heyman. Well, it's actually the Solo Sikoa coronation.
Yeah, his acknowledgement.
He made every bloodline member acknowledge him as the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Now this is I'm pretty sure none of this is official in tribal world. He's going rogue. That's the story, right? He's gone rogue.
I mean, considering the fact that their tribal chief has been gone for so long, someone has to take the mantle. And Solo said he's the one, and no one said no.
No one said no.
No one challenged him.
I think that, well, let's go in storyline here. it's that he's taken power. It's a hostile takeover of the tribe, but he's gotten the baddest members of the tribe to back him. So now it's like grandma don't want to get her ass whipped.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna speak up. Sika's dead. R.I.P.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? I think that's where they're playing it. It's like this is the new generation of Samoans. These guys are. I mean, it's a good way to build those Samoans because it's like they're the outcasts.
It would be great if they said that in story.
Well, that's where I think they're keeping it. Is where is the family, the tribe actually siding on this?
Yeah, where is anything to this? Why are you considering this a bloodline when y'all are not bloodline?
It's the build up to.
Except for Fatu.
This is all just build up. That's why they brought in all these members so quickly. When have you ever seen WWE debut so many new people that have never been in wrestling except for Camacho?
Considering the fact that they already had their deals and they just prolonged their time to be in ring.
No. Either way, I'm saying when have you ever seen WWE bring in that many people, like debut these many fresh faces
WCW
this quick? Yeah, WCW.
Yeah.
That's a fair one. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think there's
Tough Enough and those stupid challenges they used to do every week. You remember when they used to have?
Yeah, that's where Bray came from.
Yeah.
Right? And Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, they brought in all these new guys, these new fresh faces. I think it's just the tribe is in chaos right now. So that's what the Civil War is gonna be based on. That's why it's called the Civil War. It's ultimate power.
I'm just waiting for Solo to say something about this.
You know, I gotta say, I think Solo's been doing all right on the mic. Not great.
I'm just waiting for him to do the meaning.
Oh, tell the meaning?
Yeah, like.
Now that's where I think Solo might be lacking. I don't think he doesn't have the mic skills to tell that story. So luckily he has Paul Heyman there.
He doesn't have Paul Heyman there.
Well, no, Paul Heyman's part of the storyline though.
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman doesn't even have to be with him to tell the story.
Paul Heyman could come out and say, "This is a tribal democracy."
Well, now let's get to the Paul Heyman beatdown. I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little like, not that I guess as a fan I felt bad.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's Paul. Don't come on.
You really stomped out the wise man.
The wise man, really?
Y'all are low.
You guys are pieces of shit.
Yeah. They can't come back from that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the fans love Paul
too
much to, So it's I mean, it was great. I think it was great for the story.
Yeah.
I thought the whole segment was really done well.
You're not my tribal chief.
The pop that got, though.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That was Madison Square Garden, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. No. That was Raw was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Oh no, that was SmackDown. SmackDown was, I don't know where SmackDown was.
Yeah, I don't know where it was. They got a huge pop though.
Was that the Chicago show?
Maybe. Yeah, because Punk, is that where Punk got beat down?
Yeah, that's where Punk got beat down. No.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Because I think.
Yeah, because Drew came out on Monday and talked about it after he did it Friday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Because they're now show hopping.
Yeah.
What's
all
whatever.
over the place.
Fucking draft.
Who cares?
Draft doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, and then Paul Heyman gets the beat down. It wasn't obviously because it's Paul. They couldn't go too hard, so it was like what two big bumps more or less.
Yeah.
The Samoan spike wasn't a big bump, but the splash and then the table bump.
Table is a good bump for
Heyman. And we got to get he's what in his 60s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he's fucking taking bumps. He's so dedicated to this storyline.
From the unshaved beard.
Yep.
Puffy eyes.
I heard he said that he didn't sleep the night before, or he did that before for Brock, I think, and he had the same exact look like he did that time. So I would assume that he said he didn't sleep the night before, so he would actually look tired. He would have the bags under his eyes. So I assume maybe he did the same thing. But yeah, it's that's why I love Paul Heyman, because it's those little tiny details.
Yeah.
We always talk about it. Those little details that make it real. You know what I mean? It's like a wrestler stressing. He wouldn't have time to shave or get his hair cut.
You're not my tribal chief. I care of my son.
Hey, he took a stand though.
Yeah.
He stood on business.
He's relieved now.
Well, now what's great is I think why that's really good is because it builds the relationship between Roman and Paul, where Roman now comes back, and how he used to sort of treat Paul Heyman. Like he used to kind of like boss him around a little bit. I think he'll have a little bit more respect for him now in storyline. Because it's like, you just took an ass whooping for me.
Yeah, you said he wasn't your tribal chief.
You could literally have said it and like people would have forgiven you.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you didn't have to not say it. So I think that's why in storyline it makes you go like Roman's coming back very soon.
If that was a Heyman idea to do that, he don't know that he just locked back in the bloodline storyline. Like it was boring for a few weeks. It wasn't the same since WrestleMania.
Fatu came in and it jolted a little bit.
Jolted a little bit, but that segment makes you want to go, what the fuck's going to happen next with
it's
the bloodline?
Because it was like 5-minute segment.
Yeah.
They didn't even take long on it.
Nope.
And in that 5-minute segment, they told all the story that should have been told. I mean, I guess it was all build up though, because we wouldn't have had all that payoff without all that build up of Heyman being scared and not knowing what was going on, being held hostage, doing the can I come with you with Punk? Or take me with you.
Take me with you. Take me with you.
I mean, that was pretty cool though, because then you like Paul Heyman comes in to save Punk, and he's like, please, like, don't do this. Yeah. And then they hug. Hey, Punk even like shows some concern, like, what's up? What's wrong with you? Yeah. So, yeah, I do like that they're sort of intertwining storylines now. What if
Paul Heyman comes back with all his guys to whoop Solo's ass? CM Punk, Brock
I did
Lesnar.
see that being thrown around. I kind of hate that idea, I'll be honest.
Why?
Because it's a bloodline story.
Bloodline can still dominate. Well, like you said, Paul Heyman's in the storyline, so Paul Heyman's bringing him on in.
Listen, the idea of the stable sounds dope as fuck, but
the Heyman guys, they'd fucking take over the guy.
Yeah, they take over the company.
Do it.
New Dangerous Alliance. Well, I'm just saying for this storyline, it has to be the Samoans. It's between them. Leave
Racist.
the whites out of it, all right?
Put Zammy in it.
Well, who's the Heyman guys? It's what? CM Punk, Roman, and Brock.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel. That happened. Don't forget.
Just those.
Ryback. You bring back Ryback.
Yeah. Didn't he do Braun Strowman too for?
No, I don't think so.
Throw Strowman in there.
Just throw him in there just because he's not doing anything important.
You need someone that's not doing anything.
All right. Well, I think hey, Joe BNCO in the chat. Shout out to you.
What up, Joe?
He said they're building up Roman's return. There has been reports that Roman was watching and was irate. I guess that's story. No, he was really irate. He didn't know that was going to happen. Heyman really got beat up. Well, that's when as soon as I saw that happen, I said to myself, "Oh, Roman's coming back.
Yeah,
he's coming back." very soon.
Surprise Roman just didn't appear right there.
I can't.
Roman's not coming in with his music. You think his music's
blow
gonna
your
pop
load.
and let him go? Or you think he's coming from like out the crowd?
I think it's
on
gonna
some
be.
Roman shit?
I think there's gonna be something big that happens, some kind of match or something. I hope they don't announce it before. It has to be a surprise.
Yeah, it got to be one of those. Have a hoodie on, take it off, and it's Roman.
Nah, fuck that. Well, it would make sense because that's how all the Bloodline members debuted.
Yeah,
They all debuted the same way.
yeah.
So it would make sense because then people will go, "Oh, it's another Bloodline member. Who is this? Is this Anunnaki? Leaky?
Tafu,
Tafu?
haiku,
What Fatu is this coming in?
Kilaioyo.
You notice they're
Azilla.
also Ming's kids, Haku's kids. They're kind of like, because they call them the Tungans.
Yeah,
They don't call them Samoans.
no.
So they're separating them like as far as their heritage. They could just pretend they're fucking Samoans.
Simone was pretending he was sumo Japanese.
Yeah. Yokozuna. Yep. All right. When do you think? Just throw out an let's see if we'll be right. When do you think Roman comes back? Money in the Bank? I feel like that's too soon.
The Bloodline doesn't even have anything lined up for Money in the Bank.
Yeah. SummerSlam? SummerSlam. Definitely SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
I forgot that was coming up.
Or Extreme Rules. If that comes up before
I
SummerSlam.
think, isn't that after WrestleMania?
Extreme Rules? I don't even think they have an Extreme Rules anymore.
Not anymore.
I don't know.
I think they brought back Backlash.
Yeah, I think they brought back.
All right. So we're both predicting SummerSlam. Roman
Yeah.
Reigns returns.
Most definitely.
All right.
End out the summer with Roman back. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that'll be pretty big.
because that's
That's
SummerSlam is the road to Royal Rumble. That's then the road to WrestleMania.
first day of school talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Jesus.
Roman comes back, wins Royal Rumble.
Anything to get that belt off of Cody. Can't do it quick enough. Fucking A.
Didn't we speculate The Rock coming back for SummerSlam?
To take on Cody.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then they're kind of tying Cody into the Bloodline storyline again. Where it's
Cody,
he's teaming up
Randy,
with
and RKO.
yeah. And they're just fucking their job, Randy and KO's job right now is to just fake chemistry with Cody as much as they can.
Just get a T-shirt.
Please like this guy. Or please don't turn on this guy.
Wasn't it a stunner to an RKO? Is that what they do? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't get it. Did you have anything on the Drew McIntyre beating down CM Punk?
The fact that Drew's going above and beyond to keep that going by taking a bracelet, taking pictures with his wife with the bracelet on, saying one big happy family. I just know somewhere down the storyline there's going to be a evasion in someone's house, bro. Like they get that person, someone's dog's going missing.
I wish it would go down the fucking big boss man, Al Snow. He feeds Larry to CM Punk.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. I mean, listen, Drew's killing it.
Yeah.
And I want to tie this actually in too, because I don't think we have much to say on the Drew thing, right?
No.
Yeah. Because Braun Breaker, right?
Yeah.
Braun Breaker, I don't know what people are telling me in our comments, because we did a video where I was talking about how Braun Breaker doesn't get good reactions during his entrances.
Right.
And I specifically said his entrances because I acknowledge that when he starts wrestling and they see what he does athletically, people start
Going
reacting,
crazy, yeah.
right? But that means that he's not resonating with people. If the next week he comes out and his entrance is flat,
Right.
that means he has to work every week to get people to remember him.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is what problem Braun is having. Now look at, for instance, Drew McIntyre. When Drew McIntyre comes out, he's a heel. He gets fucking pops every time. And it's because he comes out and he cuts great promos and he's like interesting. He's funny. And I can't believe I'm saying this about Drew McIntyre, but he builds storyline. Like, he makes you care about what the fuck he's doing. Right? Braun is having that problem. And I don't know if it's WWE and Triple H that's making him not be, because you were telling me last week that he's pretty funny and that he could cut promos.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that on the main roster.
The thing about what I'm realizing is this new exec team has not been able to execute a gimmick for their characters. Regardless if they're going by their real names or reality era or whatever the case is, they're still a character, they're still a gimmick. The thing is, what made a connection to the crowd with a wrestler was the fact of some sort of catchphrase, gimmick, stick that I do that y'all are going to cheer every time for when I walk out. That's what you're looking for. Right.
It's when his music hits, okay, this guy's going to entertain us.
Yeah.
That's why we get excited.
Yeah. Everybody had it, regardless if they're remitters that were trying to get the spotlight for a moment or got the spotlight for a moment, they had a gimmick that worked. For instance, Braun Strowman, get these hands.
Get these hands, yeah.
When Get These Hands became a thing, he was throwing promos. Not the best promos, but as long as Get These Hands was in it,
it gave him something to work off of. That's
crowd.
all. And they're not giving Braun enough to work off of.
No.
Except, and this is the thing too.
Not just Braun. Anybody that's been coming up since this deal.
Well, a big part too, I think, might be the fact that they have them working in front of the same crowd every week on NXT. And that crowd, like we've talked to Sports Jedi, who goes there all the time, and they're basically like the ECW crowd, where they all know each other. They all like, they got their favorites. They make these chants up for them, and it's like, I think WWE doesn't realize like half of these chants are really just for that crowd.
Yeah,
that crowd made those chants, and it's like, that's not resonating with the rest of the world. It's just resonating with Orlando.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they need NXT to start traveling to maybe get in front of different crowds, but they get too comfortable in front of those same people to the point where the wrestlers even know the crowd. They know the fans.
Yeah, NXT should have what is usually the before matches and the after matches. They should actually just make a whole segment for NXT around those times too, so the whole crowd could see them and exhibit, even if it's a promo they're cutting in the beginning.
But again, it goes back to my point that they treat these guys like everybody watches NXT. You know what I mean? And
that's not necessarily true, bro. Because we went to a show. Well, considering the fact we're not in proximity, but we're in the same state. When we went to SmackDown, and Trick Williams came out, that's the SmackDown crowd. Everybody knew, whoop that Trick.
Listen, I think a lot of people don't give South Florida crowds enough credit for being smart crowds.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, Florida crowds aren't like, you know, going to a Corpus Christi or like, you know, some middle of the country kind of place where they're just like, they're going to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are like people down here. They're actually wrestling fans. Like, I see people walking around all the time with wrestling t-shirts. You know what I mean? And they know the behind the scenes things. Like, a lot of people we were sitting around were talking about like, oh, I read on Ringside News and this and that, The Rock was supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm saying I think our wrestling crowds are a little different. Like, we're not the same. It's almost like going to a Chicago crowd, but not the same level. But
gotcha.
You're going to see different kinds of wrestling fans. So, like, Trick, I didn't really know Trick very well before and I still kind of don't.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that crowd like popped for him that much. But my thing is why isn't Braun getting that? Why is he not carrying over the same way? Do you get what I mean? He's not black. He don't have a whoop that trick.
He doesn't have a exactly.
I do want to go off on some of these idiots that were commenting
Yeah.
and push back if you think I'm wrong. But a lot of them, because I was like, why isn't he getting? I was just asking the question, right? Why isn't he getting the reactions he should be getting for his entrances? Everybody was going, it's because his music sucks. He needs a siren in it. And I'm like, that's not. And they like, these are the fans that we're talking about.
Right.
Putting a siren in his fucking song, which by the way, he does have a siren in his song already, is not going to get him over. Like, yeah, music is important, but that's not what's going to get you over. Sometimes the wrestler gets the music over.
Right.
You get what I mean? It doesn't work that way. It's that people, when they hear the music, they know this guy's coming. It doesn't matter what the music is.
Right.
Like, we could hate it and it could suck, sure. But that's not going to get him over. Steiner math isn't going to get him over.
I'm not gonna lie. I've witnessed music getting over a wrestler.
Yes, it can, but not a guy like Braun.
It should be like a guy like Braun.
He's not Joe Hendry. You get what I'm saying?
What was his name? Rude?
Rude.
Bobby Roode? Or was it Ricky Rude? Or?
Oh, Glorious.
Glorious. He wasn't shit, but that song was what had crowds crazy.
Yeah, but that didn't last. It was fun to sing his song, but then like what?
Yeah, but
when the bell rang, he's a fucking borefest.
Now, mind you, if in their defense, if Braun now had a siren and it was something that tickled their fancies, and now he has the athleticism in the ring as well, he'll be able to keep it. That's
the point I'm trying to make, is that Braun is not the type of guy that gets over because of music. He gets over because of, what we were saying. Like, all right, we were talking
Give him
about
a good song too, and now he's the full package, baby.
Sure, I'm not saying don't change. I'm not saying keep his music. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm saying sure, change his music, but just changing his music and putting a siren in it isn't gonna be the fucking thing that gets him over with the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is that he gets over with the crowd every night with his wrestling.
He should get a siren, squash everybody to the point where they have to bring out a stretcher every week. And as he comes out here and he says, call the sirens, because, it's the ambulance. There it is. Boom. And then when that siren hits, them niggas going to be like, oh,
see, there you go.
Go.
See, now that's what I'm saying. It's better than give him a siren because his uncle had a siren.
I never even mentioned that.
That's what I'm saying. That's where they're coming from, though, because it's like we had the conversation last week about changing his name to Steiner.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking stupid. Then we got the great
Bronson Steiner,
which I was like, hey, that could fucking work.
Yeah.
Who was that? The Wrestling Observer.
Yeah.
Who
Sports Observer.
Sports Observer. Yeah. But again, I think that's another thing though. Still, just changing his name wouldn't do it. Like, you're just making him the son of another guy.
Yeah.
He'll be another Cody Rhodes. Like, I'm fucking tired of, I'm second generation. Who gives a shit?
On this day, my father and uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear
this day in Rick Steiner history. Shut the fuck up. I want to hear about it. And again, Steiner math, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine with him using Steiner math, but he needs to stop relying on the Steiner thing. He needs to build his own character. Look, use the Steiner math and use everything as their thing. Like, this is my base and this is like what I have so that I can try other things. They're not letting him try other things. They're just do Steiner math. It works.
What if they're trying to do like we were saying with this family shit, and they're paying too much homage because someone in the background wants to do too much family to family oriented shit?
No, I think it's.
What if they in their head their legacy continue by doing the same shit and let it live on?
That's fine. Continue the legacy all you want. They don't hide that he's a Steiner.
Yeah.
Even though his name is Braun Breaker.
No, but what if he did just do the same moveset to keep on the legacy?
No, listen. All of that is fine. What I'm saying is that's not what's going to get him over. He needs to come out and be a fucking psychopath, even in the promos. He's being a psychopath physically But they need to add that like that level where listen, this is what got his uncle over, right?
Yeah.
Is that he was a jacked fucking insane dude, right? But then when he cut a promo, his promos were so off the fucking wall that people were like, this is so bad, it's good. And a lot of people don't realize that Scott Steiner really got over in retrospect. Like that became more of a thing that like later on we were like, damn, we kind of took the Scott Steiner promos for granted. He was fucking great. Scott Steiner wasn't like known as a great promo guy during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That was like something later when the internet got a hold of it. So I think people forget that Steiner didn't resonate like that right away. And also he had a great look and he fucking was part of the NWO. There was like a lot more attached to it. So I don't know. Then there's the Rick and Scott Steiner brothers that got over at one point, but I just feel all right. This is where I think WWE, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
This is where I think WWE, and this is the point where I'm getting at with the Steiner math thing. We talked about, let's reiterate this conversation, the Yeet thing,
Right.
Jimmy Uso. I almost want to do a get the fuck out of here with that. Because, you know what, can we? It's a two-man show. I got to get your approval.
Get the hell out of my ring!
Get him the fuck out of here.
Okay. The Yeet. Jey Uso. Get it the fuck out of here.
Why?
The Yeet. First off,
It sells.
It's an old fucking outdated term.
Yes, but it's
from
selling.
when the internet first started.
But white people just got a hold of it, so it's going to sell.
There you go. And then black people got to represent like, hey, we been here.
Yeah, so
We
it's
been here.
it's unisex. It's
enough.
uniraced.
Here's mainly why I say he needs to get it the fuck out of here. He's relying on it too much during his promos. Like, and not even just him saying it, but also the crowd. Like it's now he did defeat the what chance.
Yeah.
Because people are just saying yeet now.
Yeah.
But I think it's too much of where we were saying like he's relying on it like he relied on his brother to do his ad libs.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I don't like how it's going with the like his promos are too formulaic.
It's formulaic. It's very robotic. It's slow for the yeets. Yes, you could say all that. But when that man music hits and he comes out, that motherfuckers give him a pop every time. The reason being is the promos, and I'll tell you why. You ever been on Netflix and did one of those interactive movies?
Fan interaction.
Yeah.
Bandersnatch. Have you watched Bandersnatch?
Oh, this is our time to have our voice on a taping of a show.
Oh, we get to this is our part.
Yeah, this is
We
our
get to
part.
this.
It's almost like intermission. And it's like hey, everybody, thank you for coming to the show. Hey, how are you liking it today? Oh, yeah, it's great. It's spotlight time.
Can everybody give us a yeet?
Yeah, it's a spotlight time, bro. So
I get it.
Yeah, so
I'm saying for Jey Uso, it's I don't like his promos. His promos are horrible.
So Jey Uso's
And I'm blaming it on
promo,
the
yeets.
yeet. I'm blaming it on the yeet.
His promos was like that before the yeet.
No. But I think his promos were better. But it was because he had his brother there hyping him up. However, the yeet thing, he's saying it too much.
Now, mind
Like
you,
he should just let the crowd say it at this point. Stop saying it.
I would agree with you if he was coming in and was going, "What's up, my yeeters?"
He is.
He's not saying yeeters.
Till we yeet again.
That's Cody saying that.
Hey, he backed it up though.
No, he
and
did
he
it.
did say it.
When did
He said something about Cody Rhodes said we gonna yeet again. He did say it.
Okay, that's repeating something someone
But
else
he's
said.
backing it up. He
He
co-signed.
said it.
He co-signed
After someone
faggotry.
said it. It's only because it was a corny line and he repeated it. But he doesn't say yeet in the bank, but merchandise say yeet in the bank.
He's gonna say yeet in the bank.
He never said it yet in any promo.
By the way, I hate Master in the Bank as well. None of it makes sense. You don't put master in the bank.
Yeah.
You don't put yeet in the bank. You put money in the bank.
You don't understand. They have been given the nicknames to the people who gets the bank, I think, since Senior in the bank.
Jesus.
You forgot?
Enough. And then what if Braun Strowman wins it? It's monster in the bank?
Yes. Yes.
What about Braun Breaker? What is that? Dog?
Siren in the bank?
Sirens in the bank. That's not good. That's not a good thing.
It's not even black. Change his name to LeBron Breaker.
LeBron Breaker. Shit. All right. Yeah, I think the yeet thing. Maybe I'm being ahead of my being ahead of the time.
You're being a grumpy old man. Yeet's selling. Yeet's keeping them interactive. They love him for it. It's not going anywhere. I don't really see a problem with it until he starts going yeet, 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 yeet.
He pretty much is.
He's not.
He's pretty much is.
In your head, it sounds like it.
Do you think Jay is a good promo?
Jay is not
on his own, without his brother.
on his own. It's been rocky. It's been hella rocky for him on its own. Because even when I'm listening to Jay, I'm waiting for the ad lib. So it's kind of hard to even get him in a solo vibe still because he's so solidified as a tag team.
And have you noticed that the production team doesn't even know when his promos are done? They like cut him off half of the time. So I guess that's where it's.
To me, if Jay wins the belt, it'll be like when Jeff Hardy won.
It'll be a big moment, but nobody will.
Yeah, it'll be like, okay, you come out the next day after winning, you get the crowd, and that's it.
He really should have been the one to dethrone Roman, because then he could roll off of this yeet thing for as long as he wants, and it'd be fine.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't even have a problem with it because I'm like, he's the champ.
I'll see if he calls it. If he says yeet in the bank, I'll be with you.
He's going to say
if he says Yeetamania.
Wow. Yeet Lash. Yeet Slam.
If you would have came up with a promo and be like, you keep talking like that and I'm going to yeet you up.
Jesus. He comes out and he goes, so I was eating breakfast this morning. It's almost like Bloods when they have to. Like I'm bulling. Yeah, I don't know. It's getting a little. You don't think it's. So you do agree that it's like an old school, like outdated thing.
It is an outdated thing, but considering the fact I can see what they're using it for and how they're using it,
you're fine because it works.
I'm fine because it works.
Okay,
if
so
it
you're not
working,
getting it the fuck out of here yet.
No.
All right.
If it wasn't working, I would have to say get it the fuck out of here. But it's working.
Okay.
Usually my get it the fuck out of here is it's not working. Stop doing it and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, mine is more of a personal thing. I'm just annoyed by it.
Yours is annoying. You probably seen the fore future of it, but for now, it's doing what it has to do. I don't think we even have another wrestler at this moment that could come out in the beginning of a show or middle of a show, say complete utter bullshit, and the crowd eat it up.
You did make a good point last week. I want you to reiterate this. The yeet no yeet thing.
Oh,
about that they
that's where they dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball. Yeah,
they dropped the ball with the yeet no yeet. It could have been Daniel Bryant with the yes to no. If you wanted to ever flip him to heel real quick, he could have been the one to come out with the no yeet, but you got greedy because you see yeets working and branched no yeet for Jimmy to get double the revenue.
Yeah,
and it didn't work as well as
they were like a 14-year-old jerking off.
I do have a no yeet shirt, Jimmy Uso.
I think I'm gonna get a no yeet shirt.
Yeah.
Now
I got the no yeet.
They still sell those? Those?
Yeah. And not to mention they'll probably go even crazier when he comes back.
Who? Jimmy.
Yeah. No yeets.
The no yeets, yeah. If he's gonna still be doing the no yeet thing, though. All right. Well,
you don't think if that's the case, Jimmy uses yeet. I mean, Jay uses yeet just as much as LA says yeah. Do you believe should get the fuck out of here?
No, but I think it could run its course.
Is it
what I'm
because he
saying.
was built with the yeah more than Jay added the yeet?
Because it's more of an original thing
Is it?
than yeet.
Is it original?
I'm not saying it's like the most original thing ever, but to say it the way he's saying it with the inflection, the yeah.
The yeah is a damn Stone Cold Steve Austin inflection.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he just took the yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it works. It's fun to say.
I believe because he was built with that.
I think it's because he made that up. If Jimmy made up yeet, then I'd be like, all right, I probably still wouldn't like it, but like that's his thing.
Yeah,
it works.
I guess because you already knew the word yeet, and then it came back years later into motion while you're annoyed with it. If yeet was original, you wouldn't have a problem with it. The thing is, like I just said, yeet is new to a different culture.
Let me just go back to my original point where I was going with this, because I brought it up while we were talking about Braun, right? It's because I think from a psychological standpoint and a creative standpoint, I think WWE lets these guys rely on these things a little too much. Where, for instance, we were talking about the Steiner math.
Yeah.
Where they need to, and the yeet, right? There's a point where I was watching like some of Jey Uso's promos, and it's like he's relying on it so much that I think it's like it's limiting his creativity of where he can go. Now, what I think WWE needs to do more with a lot of these guys, and they're afraid to do it, is to let them go out there and fuck up if they fuck up. Let them go out there and have that pressure put on them, and that's going to make them great. You get what I mean?
You're saying, but the thing is, yeet is like, how can I explain this?
No,
imagine going out to the show, and an hour before a show, someone comes out and goes, "Hey guys, just remember when it's your time tonight, when we're on WWE Live, the keyword is yeet."
Look,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
fuck yeet.
Yeah.
Take yeet off the table, right? Let's take some people who, like, for instance, that like Ricochet, right?
Right.
They'll have like these guys come out, cut a promo, but they'll like make it really quick. You know what I mean? They need to let some of these guys go out there and fucking dangle and just feel that pressure. And that's either going to make them... We have a lot of coals on the roster that need to be turned into diamonds. And they're not getting the pressure put on them from WWE. WWE lets them... Hold real quick. WWE lets them sit in their comfort zone for too long because they're afraid. They don't have enough... trust in their roster, or like they don't believe in their roster enough because they're probably not as talented as past rosters.
That's true.
And they don't like let them go out there and fucking
you don't understand
feel the pressure
the
anymore.
thing is, I don't think it's really, it is that they don't let them feel the pressure because I think they're getting pressure from society. Everything that's getting
Social
canceled,
media.
cancel culture, all these other things that are banding things, they don't want to get into that riffraff.
Like, let's be really safe.
So they got to be really safe and keep it tight-knit and under control with their control. That's why creative is getting the criticism it has been getting.
I don't believe it's fully that. I think there's an element of that. But I think a big part of it is that they know a lot of these guys, once they get that pressure put on them, they're gonna fucking buckle.
But
they don't want top talents on national TV buckling. That's what they're afraid of, having that social media backlash and people making fun of them and all that type of stuff. They're protecting their wrestlers too much. Like they're not letting them fuck up enough. Think of every time there's a botch in a match, it's all over the internet the next day.
I get that, but understand, like I was saying, the social media, cancel culture, everything to that nature is killing the creativity side due to the fact that they're doing the same formula. Because even back in the day, all right, kid, you're out. You have a minute and a half to say what you got to say. The crowd got to love you. We even seen it kind of shown in Young Rock. To that, if they do that now, they're even more limited to what they could say from then. Their fuck up time is crucial.
Yeah.
They could have fucked up back in the day in that 30 seconds, and it would have been something that was like, what the fuck did he just say? But it would just roll off the back.
Let me just give you a little more detail.
Yeah.
For instance, Jey Uso, right?
Right.
They need to go to him one night, and just say, tonight you're cutting a serious promo. A serious, heartfelt promo about your family and all that type of stuff. And hold on, tell him, don't do any comedy shit. Don't joke around. And I'm not saying like that's gonna be like an amazing thing, but you got to put these guys in positions where they're like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? And then they have to think. And then Jay has to sit around instead of playing fucking video games all night until his segment comes up. He can fucking sit around and like have to write a promo or come up with something on the spot. You get what I mean?
But get it. Two things with that. One, now you're putting it in the 50-50 chance of, all right, you're going from being comical to serious with a serious promo. If you fuck that up, whatever the future you had for that is kind of now sketchy because of that fuck up from that promo.
That's the point, though. That's why we get bullshit every week, is because we don't get the people getting like put through the ringer, where back in the day they used to work the territories,
right,
or they work different companies or whatever. And the thing is that they would get training in every kind of like environment.
Not to mention now, if you haven't noticed, they have categorized wrestlers. They might not say it on television, but we can see the categorized. We know the jobbers. We know just the backstage wrestlers we're only going to see. We know the guys that's just going to say something on the big screen more than being in the ring saying
We know who's there just to be an ambassador behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with this, Jay has a role. Jay's role, like I'm saying, is to interact with fans. Be the fan interactor. So regardless of what kind of wrestling you're doing, who you beat, who you lose to, you just have to be the one that fans like.
Yes.
So that being said, they have no thought process of even putting them in a ringer when they already put him as a title to just go do that.
This is the equivalent, right? Is The Rock is Rocky Maivia?
Yeah.
And they tell him, go out and just smile. You're the fan guy. You're the happy-go-lucky babyface.
Right.
And The Rock never pushed back on that. You get what I mean? And The Rock they never said, you know what, it's not working. You're gonna go heel.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that they don't do that enough or quick enough. They'll like run something through and give us shitty entertainment for a year before they go, all right, this isn't working.
But you know what?
It's like, bro, after a month.
You know what I also noticed?
After 2-3 months, let it go.
Rocky Maivia becoming The Rock. They didn't have people on X or a Dave Meltzer going, wasn't he just Rocky Maivia last week? Don't forget he was just Rocky Maivia.
No, they did. It just wasn't as like prevalent.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of harder to wipe a funk nowadays than it was.
Not necessarily.
It's hard to compare.
Because
how many times were they ever able to go lately and fix the thing?
Wyatt 6 so far. Nobody's really going like, it's
stupid. I don't
Loomis.
think they wiped the board off because we knew this while Bray was alive.
No, what I'm saying is the characters that they introduced, like nobody's mad at Nikki Cross playing Sister Abigail.
That's the only one that was a mash show, Chris. We've been discussing Wyatt 6 since...
You said give you a...
Yeah, we've been discussing Wyatt 6 since Bray was still alive, so it's not like it was a wipe off from the board and let's put this on the board and give it a try.
Wait, maybe I'm...
It was already on the train. I'm talking about when has... As of lately, WWE have gone, let's wipe the board, put something in, and it worked.
But that's my point, is that they don't do that. When have they ever done that, period?
Cody.
No, he came in as a new guy, like a new version of Cody. He didn't build that in WWE.
No, I'm talking about just that the fan demand of him getting his WrestleMania shot and not The Rock.
Yeah, but I don't think that is what you were saying. You're saying like a complete revamp. He didn't change his name either.
No, I'm not saying a name change. Wipe of a character and made him like brand new, and it worked immediately after. Like they give him time off. They let them sit down for some time, and then they recreate them.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. It's never been just
no. I'm not saying anybody specific at this point.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Jey Uso specifically or anybody. I'm saying like just in general, there's not enough like, all right, Dragunov.
Right.
I've actually been watching his matches, and I actually like his style. I like his matches because I was like, what are people looking like? What are people seeing? And then I'm like watching it. I'm like, okay, he has his own style. Like I could see, for instance, if you put him in a video game, you'd have to have somebody mocap his fucking style.
Yeah,
because it's different, right? The thing is though, they need to now put pressure on him. You need to get better as a promo. So we're gonna put you on TV until you like, and if you fuck up, we're not gonna hit your music to get you out of it. We're gonna let you sit out there for another minute.
You know what I'm thinking?
But you get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Dragunov, and I'm just really thinking about certain wrestlers and certain like pops they have and what they had to do, right? And I'm thinking WWE, why they're not doing it the way you're saying is because they're trying to low key emulate New Japan wrestling, like that
yes, and
where
that
there's
doesn't
no
work in
promos
America.
and it's just wrestling.
And it doesn't work in America.
So
it never has.
Because look at someone like Shinsuke. Shinsuke's went up on the chart, and he has not cut a promo that's worth a damn. Like he didn't. Maybe that's where he is now. Why he's not where he is.
Why he's not a main eventer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should have. Listen, they should have put more pressure on Shinsuke to learn English. Learn English, or we're sending you to the fuck back to Tokyo, or where the fuck you come from.
It's fucked up.
That's what they should have done.
And
You're in America now. You're in America. John Cena learned Mandarin. You're in America. Learn English so you can connect with the goddamn fan base.
If it's not in their contract that it's a requirement to speak English.
You're right. You might be right. That might be discrimination.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We could bring this back up on the real show.
Listen, all I'm saying, all of them, the fucking luchadors, learn English. Rey Mysterio became the greatest luchador on the planet, but he knew how to speak English. He didn't have to talk all the time.
He was born in California.
Eddie Guerrero. Wasn't he Mexican?
He was born in Texas.
Dragon Lee, learn some fucking English. I don't even know if he... No, he doesn't. He cuts his promos in
subtitles.
Spanish, yeah. You're not going to get over with that. You're not.
Unless you have a translator saying it in English, and he has to be a great manager.
Listen, I'm fine. This is how it works in America, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to learn Japanese. But give us English with a Japanese accent. That's what we like.
Even the Iron Sheik was speaking English back in the day.
Yes. Broken English, but it was English.
It was English.
We understood every other word. That's all I'm saying. You gotta be able to connect with your fans, and they don't do that. And that's why a lot of these guys don't get like huge pops when they come out, but they'll get pops in the ring. And that's what fans keep telling
Shinsuke
me.
Gets pop in the
Because he has a great entrance.
Yeah.
It's like usually one or the other.
And when he goes, oh well, matter of fact, I think that's when they connect with the come on.
It's the only thing he knows how to say in English.
Watching the Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Pete Ortiz, thank you. Where's Vince when you need him? That's why Vince was great. That's why Vince was able to.
I'm going to
he
say
made diamonds.
Whoever left with Vince was great.
And Vince. You're going to say John Laurinaitis was great?
I'm saying Pritchard was probably better.
He's still there.
Under the ruling of Vince.
That's what I'm saying.
Still the people, not Vince.
It's when they say, and we'll get to this next week, but in Who Killed WCW, one of the big things they would say is the reason why WWE was so successful was because the buck stopped at Vince. Vince made all the decisions. He was the boss. Everybody knew. And if you didn't do what Vince wanted you to do and you didn't get over, out the fucking door you went. And a lot of these new fans were like,
OVW.
Vince was so rude to Kozlov when he treated him like It's like he didn't get over. What the fuck?
He did the blue meanie wrong.
Vince only cares about guys that make him money. He's a businessman. He hired them. Yes, of course. This
But then-
fucking faggot
But
thinking.
where does the other people go that gets opportunity? What happened to the level 1 guys that could
They go to-
possibly go to level 5?
They go to AEW and put on a shit show that nobody watches.
But what if they're trying to level up and their dream is WWE and then
That's the pressure.
They make it there and Vince just takes one look at them and goes, I don't fuck with them.
Vince,
And there's plenty of stories of that.
hold on. Here's the story. Here's a lot of stories like this too. Vince saw he handpicked Drew McIntyre, right? Vince, and this is why Vince is a genius. Handpicked Drew McIntyre. It was like his favorite guy. Drew McIntyre sucked. And then Vince started putting pressure on him. He still sucked. Put him in 3MB. Kind of was okay. But he was kind of like the worst member. Vince let him go. He went and rebuilt himself, came back, and now he's one of the most entertaining people on the show. Vince was right about Drew McIntyre. He was the chosen one.
I think Chris found his new lover boy.
Drew McIntyre? I only like him because he's a Vince choice.
No more Baron Corbin. Who's that? It's all about
Baron? Who? Oh, bum ass Corbin. That was my guy.
Bum ass Corbin.
I like a good underdog. I still say they should have. He would be a superstar right now if they went with my idea.
You know what? We should make a list one day of who could have been a superstar, but they just either fumbled the ball with them or they fumbled the ball upon themselves.
You can make a large list of that, but then I think a lot of people don't think of if you made the list. For instance, Vince.
Yeah.
All the people that Vince fumbled, right? Then you could make a longer list of people he made superstars, household names.
Yeah, it's not to critique them for real. It's just that you probably have like minds with our audience that.
Oh no, I was just tying it into the conversation. I'm
But,
down with the list. Yeah.
But some of them are, what the fuck were you thinking, Vince? Even in the success.
Yeah. Look at CM Punk. CM Punk was doing some good stuff.
CM Punk was always successful. He came in WWE successful.
Yeah, but then he was always a good mic man. Yeah. But then I think when
he came with his own noise.
But when he got main event pressure put on him, he fumbled.
I would say
he crumbled.
I would say a main event, yeah, because the first year. But no, the first year, because they put it on him too fast, they crumbled, but they didn't stop because he proceeded and got it the next year.
I think it was that.
I think that was Cody too.
It was that they didn't let him do every single thing he wanted. Now he could have had better ideas. I don't know.
Or probably
they did drop the ball.
Probably he
Summer
did
Punk.
do everything you wanted. Maybe that was his act to come in, get my top shot, miss out, and then wipe out all the other class to come back to the.
And you know that's always the thing of out of like why it makes almost all these conversations kind of pointless is because we don't know who wrote what.
Yeah,
we don't know. Like we don't know who wrote what in the Attitude Era for the most part.
Right.
If we don't know who wrote what then, we're never gonna know what happened now. Or who's writing what now?
Oh, I think we'll know more now because they're not as.
Well, I'm saying specifics, like who told Cody to call Logan Paul a human hat rack? Was that Cody that came up with that?
I feel like that was Cody, bro.
I do
not
too.
just because it's Cody. I just believe in those instances they don't give you the. They'll say insert this here in a script. You know what I'm saying?
They'll give you bullet points,
and then you have to fill in the blanks. So I think it was a put your good insult right here for that part.
But I could see somebody coming up to Cody and going, "Oh, I heard the greatest insult the other day."
Or
somebody said, somebody called somebody a human hat rack. Yeah, you should use that.
Or they're in the back and some older crew member called him a human hat rack. He's like, "Oh, that's crazy. I'm gonna use that."
That's great. That's great. At the end of the day, it came out of Cody's stupid fucking mouth.
At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure if it's trying to even have a tad emulation of Vince through Triple H's vision, he has that everything ends with my decision. So he signed off on it.
No, I think that's the problem. I think Triple H doesn't have that. He doesn't have that same. First off, I don't think he has the leadership that Vince had. He doesn't have the. You can even see it when people are like behind the scenes, like hugging Triple H and stuff. Like it's not the same respect they're giving. Like what Vince, they would hug. Undertaker hugged Vince and goes, "Is it what you wanted, boss?"
That was gay as shit.
But I'm saying Vince had real motherfuckers
was
in
fucking
line.
finger popping their assholes while they were doing
My
that.
point is Vince
Vince
had real motherfuckers in line, and Triple H can't get nerds who play video games backstage in line.
I just think Triple H is not having cult parties with them, and
hey, maybe you gotta have a couple lines.
Couple get in lines and have some 3 black cocks.
That's why you keep a guy like Sandman around.
See, the thing is, what I believe is because WWE is the structure of Vince. Vince had more of a father feel to the business. Like, even for instance, get into a fight with Kofi on the plane, and he goes, now you get the getting a title shot. You know what I'm saying? You did it, son. You know what I'm saying? You show pops. Triple H,
like he got respect for Joey Styles after he punched out JBL. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I see you got nuts.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, though. Vince is that
Triple
type
H
of
could
dude.
never have that until anybody that served under Vince is gone.
Listen, Vince, almost 80 years old, never had a heart attack.
That we got reported.
Here's the thing. I think the wrestlers respected this, right? Is that Vince specifically made sure that people knew, even in the media, that the buck stops with him. Everything that happens on TV
Or maybe
let me just make this point. Is that everything, the buck stops with him. And I think that people forget that with that comes on that you're taking a lot of bullshit that you probably didn't come up with. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is that I think the wrestlers and the writers and everybody respected Vince because he's the guy that's going to take everything. And Triple H isn't the guy. He's going to go, well, we're all the big team in a family. So we all take responsibility. And it's actually a bitch ass way to lead.
But you also have to keep in mind, it was Vince's shit. There was no share percentage on anything. We don't know, with the role of what Triple H is doing, how much of that role is 100% his duty.
What ownership level?
Yeah, what ownership level?
He has stocks, I assume.
We know it was 100 for Vince. You get what I'm saying?
That was his baby.
That was his baby. So we don't know if it's him and what's his name, Nick.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it could be Triple H probably giving him some bail here. It could be that, hey, I'm going to call him a human hat rack. And Triple H is like, man, we're not doing that. And Nick's like, yes. And he has say so too, so it has to be.
Or you could be right. If Triple H doesn't have the pull, he doesn't have the position.
He doesn't have the position
that Vince did. Like Triple H isn't going to go into a board meeting and tell board members like,
we would never know the true potential of Triple H unless it was a Vince big ass press conference. I'm giving full shares over to Paul Levesque, my son. You know what I'm saying?
He has all the power I had.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was ever that, we never will know what's the true potential of Triple H. We don't know what he's doing. We're probably giving him credit that's not his. We're probably discrediting him when it is him.
Yep.
Don't know.
You're
Just
right.
don't know, bro.
And that's what I think that's why inevitably it's a psychological thing. And I think that's why Vince did that. That's why a lot of old time business owners do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. It comes from being the founder of the company.
Right.
Is that the buck stopped with them, and inevitably people might not like every decision that they make, but they respect it. And they're like, you know what? It's his company. He's a billionaire. He made all these people household names. I'm going to listen to him.
Speaking of Vince, I was meant to tell you that I have a theory that this whole thing that's going on with Vince, this whole debacle with the court and stuff.
I have a theory too. Go ahead.
I think it's self-hired.
You think this is Vince's way out?
This was Vince's way out. Like, Vince did all of this. Not saying if it's even true. I believe all of it's paid acting to have him bow out of the company. This is why.
Okay.
He has Stephanie at that time looking for things. You had reported reports at that time that Shane was in and out the company because they were trying to all figure out what's going to be the next.
Are you saying he had no heir?
Had no hair, yeah.
He had no heir.
So imagine having Stephanie, even Triple H and Shane, you croak tomorrow.
You know, he could have had some kind of I don't want to call it a crisis, but a moment where he's like, fuck, I'm about to hit 80. How old is he? I can't remember.
I think he is 80 something.
He's 80 something, right?
Yeah.
He's probably like looking at like, I don't have that much longer.
I don't have much longer. I don't want the days to come and this is not settled.
And this blows up.
And then it blows my shit up. So
and then my kids are left with nothing, my family, my wife.
I'm going to go ahead and settle this TKO deal. I'm going to set it up to where I could just say bye. Because look at even his bye. You know, now here forever, bye. Peace.
So you're
I
saying,
don't want no big ceremony. He Farouked us.
Yeah.
And the best way possible to do it is to even, you know what? And I still don't know what the fuck's going to happen with my company after. Tarnish my name.
And this is why I'm saying
I die with Attitude Era.
And this is why I'm saying this is why I'm the ultimate Vince Mark. Because that's what he did is he sacrificed everything he worked for to help his family. To take care of his family.
And that's why
He
it
was
became
noble.
to get him the fuck out of here. Play the music.
Can I tell you my theory?
Go ahead.
My theory is that Vince McMahon is, and this is actually on paper, Vince McMahon is one of Trump's biggest donors.
Yes.
And I think if you look at the timing, it was right around the time they were going after all of Trump's guys, all of Trump's friends, because they were trying to stop his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vince fell into that. I think Vince was one of those guys that they were like, they looked at. His wife is part of Trump's cabinet. He donated, I think. You know, Vince actually saved Donald Trump's first campaign.
I heard about that.
When that thing came out about the grab him by the pussy thing, right? Trump's campaign was pretty much done. Like the media got a hold of it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say it was done.
And look who comes and saves the day.
Vince came in and said, "This shit ain't done."
Vince came
You're
in
my
and says,
boy.
Of course we grab them by the pussy, man. How else are we gonna fucking do it? Let's get this train going.
They let you.
I have my hand in one now.
On this call. So I think what happened was, what happened was that Vince was like, no, this campaign ain't done. And he donated a whole bunch of money and he helped out Trump in a big way with his campaign.
You made it sound so novice because you keep Vince in such a high pedestal.
What do you do?
Fucking Linda came home and said, where's your checkbook? We got to keep this alive for my job.
No. I think her getting her position was Trump saying thank you.
No, she was already in the cabinet. She was in the cabinet since the beginning.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I did when that came out. She was on the cabinet since the beginning.
Either way, though, Vince wanted Trump to become president because they are actually friends.
And it's also true that the McMahon's name was already on a plaque for the campaign structure.
Fair enough.
So you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I don't remember the timing exactly, so that could be true.
So,
but I think
if I'm an investor already, bitch, you better keep this shit running.
I'm just saying, I think that all ties in because Vince basically got taken down around the same time Trump.
Yeah.
They tried to take down Trump, except Vince had, well, they both had.
So initially, we're both
supposedly
saying it's a self bailout.
I think there's something more fishy about the Vince thing.
Yeah.
But I do agree that it could be both. It could be that Vince saw that he was getting taken down in an unfair way.
Yeah.
And by the way, he completely exonerated himself.
That's the next thing. In my theory. And you said it first, but it matches with mine. After he bows out,
he saw it coming and he was like, you know what, I'm going to save my riches before they take me down for real.
See it coming, because I believe to see it coming was today's the date where we're going to get this shit launched and leaked. Like, we already paid the bitch. She's already on board. We're going to leak the text messages out to the world. He started the whole operation of his court hearing. Like, he started it all, I believe.
Well, remember that started with the hush money, I think.
The hush money, yeah. Everything I believe, because what you said was watch he leaves the company and everything goes silent. We rarely hear an update about this Vince trial.
Well,
it's just enough to be like, what happened to the Vince trial?
Well,
because everything we get is just synopsis of what we already know.
Well, the last thing
reworded.
It's because this is why I think it's because the case is actually really weak, and because Vince's lawyers put out messages where the woman is consenting to everything.
Yeah. So they're going to conclude it with it looking like Vince win, but we'll never hear a verdict, and Vince is just going to go with the win.
I think we're both in agreement on this, right? If this case never came up, Vince would still be in charge of WWE right now.
Yeah.
To the day he died.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's where it goes to my belief that he didn't want to do it to the day he died because it's going to be left in what hands?
I think he really did want to turn it over to his family. I think he wanted to turn it over to Triple H and Stephanie.
But Stephanie was acting crazy and Shane was acting crazy. You remember they both left like abruptly.
And Triple H is the only one left.
Yeah.
But I think he was. That's why he spent so many like decades at this point.
Because if they wanted to keep
mentoring
it the family, they could have
mentoring Triple H. Because if he, why would he waste the time doing that if he wasn't going to make him his predecessor?
I would believe it's it would be more like an Alfred gig. You're always going to be the guardian. You're my right hand man right now. You're going to be the right hand man to who's in my seat when I'm gone.
Yeah, it's passing it off,
but not passing it off because the right hand man, in the sense you're saying, is he's going to take the main seat after the mask dies. He's going to still be the right hand man to whoever comes. He's going to be the one that be like, hello, boss. Here's the Algomac. This is exactly how Vince had it. This is what Vince want. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be that guy.
He'd be the guy that after Vince dies, he'd make decisions and people go, why? And he'd go, it's what Vince would
He wouldn't
wanted.
make decisions. He would have a whole master book. He would have the manifesto. He'd be the keeper of the manifesto, and he brings it to the new boss and be like, this is what we have to carry on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's what Vince would have wanted.
But it's not him believing that's what Vince wanted. It's actually what Vince wanted.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think he would have actually, I think that's why Vince was training him. I think he had him under his wing and
had him. I get what you mean by under his wing, but under his wing to me means when I'm gone, you're going to have this seat. It's still the boss's decision to take what Triple H says and do it. But Triple H has that pedigree because he's the right hand to the success.
Let's be absolutely real, right? Vince is an old school guy. You know he's a sexist. You know he wanted to leave it to his son. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he saw what Stephanie would have done with the company, he probably was like, this isn't gonna work. And I think he saw Triple H as almost like the son he always wanted kind of thing. Which would also show you why Shane McMahon like tried to kill himself being a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was probably trying to like prove to his dad, like, look, I'm what you always wanted.
Yeah.
But Vince looked at it and was like, that's stupid. Why did you fucking do that?
One day we'll either have a Dark Side of the Ring or a documentary on Vince McMahon. Like,
he's one of the most mysterious dudes.
Yeah.
Like
and
mysterious, famous people ever.
When that shit come out, I know it's gonna be. They're just waiting for him to die, and they're dropping it. I'm pretty sure Stephanie and Shane already wrote their half.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I bet you we don't hear anything like that's super insane. I don't think we hear
it for everybody else. It'll be a money grab because what they have.
I don't know. That's why he's one of my.
He's going to be Biggie and Tupac when they die. That's how the McMahon name is going to stay relevant and money in their pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
The slaughtering of Vince McMahon.
That's why he's one of my favorite people ever, because he's really probably one of the most interesting people that ever lived. What the fuck is he?
What if they do drop a documentary and it is live footage and he's a fucking dickhead like I've been saying this whole time?
I would love it. Me next, Vince. Me next.
I wish you were my dad.
No, but that's my point though, is I think I maybe like I understand Vince in a way that, because people say that I'm a dick. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people just don't take the truth the right way. And I think Vince is a truth teller in real life. I'm saying,
if that was the case, he would have told his son to quit a long time ago, not to keep going extreme.
He did. He told him after the Kurt Angle match, don't ever do. He was pissed off at him.
Yeah, but then he went out and did a freaking. Was it or it's still the Kurt Angle match when he fell off?
When he fell off the top.
Yeah.
Thing. No, that was with Steve Blackman or something. And Test was involved.
I'm just.
That was
saying.
one spot though. No, Vince was pissed off at the whole match that him and Angle had because of the suplexes into the glass and all that. It was too dangerous.
It's not his fault they didn't change the glass.
Well,
it was a sugar. It was supposed to be.
It's supposed to be sugar glass.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
It was tempered.
No, I think they thought it was regular glass.
No, I remember. I just watched it. It was supposed to be fake. It was supposed to be the same glass Pillman went through.
Yeah, but I don't think that's sugar glass because the spot wasn't planned.
It was.
They said that they called it like in the match. Like Vince didn't even know about the spot, so why would they have sugar glass if
they had? Because they knew that the glass was supposed to break. They said that Kurt just said it in the Rivals video. You can watch the Rivals documentary.
Okay, maybe, but there's a lot of times where there's different stories that come out about, and Kurt is a fucking loosey goosey with his memory.
Hey, it's a WWE documentary. It's not a Chris Jericho narrated.
I don't see why that would be. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about what Vince was actually mad at, but I think that was it because that was the worst part of the match.
I think Vince saying "Don't ever do that again" is you saw that it wasn't a prop. Don't
keep doing it over and over.
Yeah, you probably fucked up the flow of the match, bitch. Now
he fucked up the flow of his brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still like think about. You remember that sound that you hear?
That melon hit.
Shane's head just hit.
Yeah.
Nice beefy hit on the fucking concrete.
Twice.
Oh. It's one of the greatest things you could see, but it's like it's insane.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a dent there now, like Obi.
He might. He twitches a lot.
But like I was gonna say before, with Vince, I think he had a chance. He had multiple chances to go, okay. I won't say multiple. He had a chance to go, all right, I'm getting old. I'm leaving it to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't go down like that at all.
That's what I'm saying.
He started looking for deals. He started looking for extensions. He started looking for lifelines.
No. I think that's where it got to. I think he was all with the plan of I'm going to do this till I die, and then I'm going to leave it to Triple H and Stephanie and whatever. But
he reneged somewhere.
No, where he reneged is I think he saw they're going to try to take me down, and they're going to try to take my company down with me. And I think he was like, you know what? I'm going to sell it so that way I get some money from this. And then also they can't rip down my company that I built for fucking, and my dad built.
That's a good one. Or it's going to get ripped up after I'm gone and they're going to leave my name fucked up because y'all fucked it up. So let me sell someone that I think won't fuck it up.
I guarantee you before Vince stepped down, he brought a brain trust into the room. Not Stephanie, but Triple H and a couple of the execs that he trusts, and said to them, listen, they're going to take me down. I'm actually going to step down. I need you guys to follow through on, make sure my company doesn't go to fucking hell.
And I think that's when Shane said, fuck it, I'm out.
Maybe.
With that talk.
I don't recall the timeline exactly.
It was the timeline. It was literally right there in like weeks before the whole scandal dropped. Shane was like, he was supposed to be there for a PLE and didn't show or didn't come or something like that.
No, it was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Vince hated how he booked himself in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he fired him, I think, on the spot.
Or maybe that's what they told us. Maybe he never blew his quads.
Who?
Shane. You remember he blew his quads in the middle of it?
Well, that was WrestleMania.
Oh, that was WrestleMania.
Yeah. With Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Was that the year Vince got stunned?
I think it was.
Shit show.
It was the greatest end to a WrestleMania and then the worst end the next night.
And then he booked himself after for Royal Rumble?
Shane?
Yeah.
I believe it was after. It was the next year. Sometimes my timeline is spotty on the later years of wrestling.
Or maybe it was all... that's what they just told us. Maybe Shane was supposed to have this extravagant run. Not saying run like get titles or anything, but his face is back in the company and people get familiar with him again. And Vince was going to
Well, he was the best in the world.
But then
Remember?
Vince said, "Hey, check this out, man. They're about to take you down. I don't want to be involved in that shit." Because you heard that there's speculations that Shane's been talking with AEW.
Yes.
So
Who knows? Is Shane gonna take over by AEW?
and imagine turnkeying that bitch.
Imagine. I see it more going down the route that Tony Khan gets him hooked on cocaine.
I have it more imagined that Vince have him on a wire and brought him over there so then he could merge it with WWE and then take the whole shit.
He's trying to kill it.
Yeah. The pesticide.
I'm gonna send the poison.
The invasion man himself.
It does say McMahon on the line. All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I think we covered just about everything we wanted to. Yes, we'll do our review of Who Killed WCW next week. Maybe we'll do it. We'll see if we can find some time in between.
I have a few days off because of this holiday coming up. God bless.
Oh, okay. God bless America.
White people.
White History Month.
Yeah. It just feels white, yeah. It's
Hey.
the first show in White History Month tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you come, guys. If you have not known, we do have a main channel called The Misfit Nation, where we'll be doing a show not right after, but shortly after this show with Kayfabe today.
A little bit after, yeah.
So that's The Misfit Nation on YouTube. He could probably put up a tag if he wants to, but
well, you'll see it at the bottom.
Yeah.
On the screen,
it's
it'll
below
pop
the
up.
screen, yeah, so
Yeah.
check that out.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a show in a little bit there. Go over and wait for that. Let's see. We have Pete Ortiz in the chat. Rican Reactions.
Kiki.
AD. Let's see. Skrillbot.
Skrillbot. Oh boy.
Skrillbot.
What was the bullshit he said today?
He said Rick Ross got dropped in Canada by Seth Rollins and The Shield. I didn't know that's who it was.
Hey, the ruckus, the wreckage that was left looked like it was.
I think that was the first Skrillbot good message that we got. Platinum Ham.
Got Hot Take Tuesdays.
Platinum Ham, I think Braun. Look, I think Braun's gonna get over too. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want it to be in 5 years everybody goes, man, WWE really fumbled the ball with that guy. And I'm telling you why. If it does happen, this is why. So, all right. AD, we shouted you out already.
Pete Sensei.
Hot Takes Tuesdays. Appreciate you becoming a regular.
Num Ham.
Joe BNCO. Another PUWF member. P Sensei.
Yeah, I never seen P Sensei before.
Me neither. P Sensei.
What up, P Sensei?
He brought up WWE Confidential.
I think I said there was something.
Yeah, we were talking about the Edge and Christian
Yeah.
thing. All right. Well, look, we're out of here. Again, join us on the Misfit Nation channel at Misfit Nation on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We do wrestling content just about every week. We do a live like this. And yeah, that's pretty
Did we
much
chop it up for you dumb fucks?
Exactly. And I think that's it, right? Anything?
Yeah, pretty much. Follow me on Wonderland. Things coming soon.
Yes. He's gonna be doing some. He's got a crazy wrestling merch
It's
collection.
It's actually under construction because more things came, and I'm not saying what it is.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got an insane collection. He's gonna be showing some like unboxings and all that type of
Unboxings.
stuff. Yeah.
Pretty much
Belt collection.
Belt collections, wrestle development, because I actually have a collection of toys and memorabilia from when they were one thing and they formed to others.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like an evolution kind of
Yeah.
thing. Cool. All right. So yeah, go follow Wonder on Wonderland over on I gotta get the little tags for this show too. But yeah, it should all be in the description actually. Links in the description. Follow me on X at Crishaun the Don. You can get the link of the main show in the description.
Yeah.
And that's
Link
it.
in bio.
Yeah. And you can also run.